I'm Carla Reeves, and this is Differently, a podcast where we explore the ins and outs of what becomes possible when we're willing to think, do, and show up differently to the moments of our everyday lives. Today, we're going to talk clothes, confidence, and the small steps that you can take to feel better. Let's be honest, when we feel better, it impacts the way we show up for our children, our marriage, our family, our work, and for ourselves. I want to introduce you to Jenny Zook. Jenny and I met on Instagram through a mutual friend, and I was instantly pulled to the way that she talks about style, fashion, and clothes. She approaches clothing and style the way I approach helping people build rich, deep, fulfilling lives. It's all from the inside out. Jenny's a teacher. She's a mom of twin boys. She found herself a bit lost after becoming a mom and went on a journey to rediscover herself and get her confidence back through the vehicle of wellness, fashion, and mindset. She's a teacher by training, a coach now, and has a real deep, joyful passion to help busy women live a life where they embody the skin they are in, cultivate confidence with ease, and have a desire to do things without feeling like it's extra. She's the founder of the Confidence Collective, where she teaches her signature method, which is Shab to Chic, as a way to approach the three pillars that she believes impact our confidence, which is how we look, how we feel, and how we think. I had so much fun talking to Jenny, and we go into lots of nooks and crannies about clothing, our bodies, making choices about what to wear, and how to simplify it all so that we can spend less money, reduce frustration in the closet, and put all this amazing energy and time into doing the things we're truly here to do. I hope you love this conversation as much as I did. Here we go. Hey, Jenny, welcome to Differently.
Good morning. I'm so excited to be here, Carla. This is going to be such a fun conversation. And I'm just excited to have this chat this morning.
I'm so excited too, Jenny. And we were connected by a mutual acquaintance friend. And Lindsay, if you're listening, thank you, because you may not even know it, but you connected Jenny and I. And I was so excited when I first started following you on Instagram and seeing that you really inspire the confidence piece with style, but you include the mindset piece, and that's my jam and what I teach. And so I loved that you blend it all, and we're going to get into that and talk about that. And then you and I connected, and I just immediately felt such a beautiful synergy. And I'm so excited to go deeper into that conversation today and introduce you to my listeners. And so why don't you start by just giving people a sense of who you are and what phase of life you're in and what you're up to in the world?
Sure. So I want to just say really quick before I jump into my story, I love one of the beautiful things about social media is, and I know that it can get a bad rap sometimes, but when real connections are made by people, like-minded people, and there's such alignment, it's such a beautiful thing. And, I just want to encourage people that if you find yourself like wrapped up in some of the negativity of social media, look for the people that you're aligned with, because when you can make those connections, they're really meaningful.
It's so true. And you and I never would have, we never would have found each other. Never would have connected.
Yeah. So a little bit about me. So I am a teacher. That is my career training. And before I had kids, I have twin boys who are going to be 7 in August. I was teaching, but I was also doing closet editing and personal shopping on the side. And I have always loved shopping and putting outfits together, something my mom and I did from early on in my life. And I have just always had a passion for it. Then along came kids, and everything got, everything changed. And having twins, especially, just did a number on our lives, on my body, on everything. And as I was kind of coming out of that first year of becoming a mom, I was lost on so many levels. I was at home. I wasn't working. My body was different and I was exhausted, obviously. And I just had a really hard time trying to find my way back to myself. In this new phase of life, in this new role that I was in, and I really missed it. I wanted to get back to feeling good, and I wanted to figure out what buttons did I need to push to get back to that place of feeling good in my skin, good in my clothes, having the energy that I was looking for. And I originally started on that journey back by focusing on my wellness, because really the number one lack in my life was energy, as I'm sure many moms can relate to. And then I was like, okay, I'm starting to I feel like I have that energy coming back. And now I want to dive back into, how do I dress this body? Because it's so different than the body that I had before. And obviously growing two humans at once was, and we did IVF. So my body was it was rocked. And so I went back to the drawing board and really started spending some time on rebuilding my wardrobe. And it got me thinking, especially as we started to kind of head into COVID, how do I take, now that I'm really starting to feel good about myself again, how can I take this and use my teaching background to help share this with other women? Because in my mind, the more confident women we have in the world, the bigger impact we can make. And I wanted to kind of take all of those things that really worked well in my life to bring me back to life, could be taught to other women. And so that's kind of what brought me to where I am today, and just helping share the tips and tricks that I have learned that aren't just about how we dress our bodies. It is such an easy lever to push once you have the skills to be able to implement in your own wardrobe. And it's why I talk about it probably the most. And it's what you'll see on my page, because it's a very easy entry point to get started to really rediscover your confidence. But it isn't just about the clothes. And it is one thing that drives me a little bonkers about social media, because there are all of these influencers out there that are, selling clothes and doing their hauls and all of this stuff. And it is definitely not what I do. What I do is hopefully help teach you the skills that you can implement in your wardrobe for a long lasting, sustainable wardrobe that's going to make you feel good in your clothes. And then really talking about the mindset and the wellness, because they all go hand in hand to help us feel our most confident.
There's so many juicy pieces inside of that, but I love this piece, and it's a thread you and I share of one, being a mom was kind of the catalyst for my business too, coming out of 8 months into being a mom and realizing whoa, I'm not feeling so great. And if I don't feel good, I can't be the mom that I want to be. And I had to figure that piece out too. And I went to kind of the writing and mindset part and started working there. And you had your journey there, but it was the same thread of how can we feel better? Because when we feel better, then we can be the mom we want to be and the wife we want to be and have the impact we want to have in the world. And so I think I love that. And also this confidence piece, and I know this is a big part of your work and the Confidence Collective, and why, and it's a huge part of my work. So, even just recently, the last few weeks, I feel like confidence has been a huge theme in my life that I'm dealing with. It's a lack of confidence is something that I have dealt with from the time I was a young girl. And it's been part of my conversations with clients, for the really top of mind with my clients too, for the last few weeks. Tell me from your perspective, why are we, there's women out there who on the outside, nobody would know that they're struggling with confidence, but from your frame of mind, why is this such a huge piece for us?
It's such a great question. And I think that we have been trained to put on our armor, to put on our mask, and to go out there and do the things and check off our to-do list. And maybe you're killing it at work and having lots of success there, but that does not always translate to what is happening internally. So I think it's easy to project an idea, a persona of confidence and really not feel it in your core. And that's the work that I'm super passionate about. So while I am an advocate for putting on things, right? Not necessarily armor, because what I want to teach women is there are pieces of clothing that you can put on your body that change the internal dialogue that is happening within. It is not about what is happening outside of you. I don't put on the clothes I put on so that other people think a certain way about me. I put on the clothes I put on because they make a difference in how I feel about me. But I think that there is this like weird disconnect, and it is definitely something that is reinforced by the world that we live in, that we need to project this idea of confidence instead of focusing on how do we cultivate it within. So that part of it, I think, is really, really important. And then I think too that women are not, we don't talk about it enough, that it's work, right? Confidence is a muscle. It is something that you have to continually practice at. So it ebbs and flows, certainly, and depends on what's happening in your life in that given time. There's a specific challenge personally that you're dealing with. You might feel your confidence being tested. If there is something happening in your professional life where you're going out on a limb, you're doing something you've never done before, of course your confidence is going to feel a little bit shaky. And I believe that there are lots of practices out there that can have an impact, not just your wardrobe, right? But things that we are feeding and fueling our bodies and our brains with makes such a difference for me personally. And that's what I preach. That is part of my practice, that if I want my confidence to stay as solid as possible, right? It's never like you get there and it's like, it stays there all the time. It's a practice. But there are things that I think you can implement that will make a difference so that you really do feel it inside rather than just being able to project it outwardly.
I think that's what really, drew me into the work that you're doing, because I love clothes and I love fashion and I love to feel good in my clothes and all that. And I love to shop. But you have that piece, but there's so much depth behind it. And so for anybody listening, you've got to go check out what she's doing, because there's so much depth behind what you're doing. And that's what I really, really loved about it. So this idea of confidence in the core, at our core, I think that's so many points that you just said. When I'm working with clients too, it's I feel like people do have the confidence is in there. It's often just covered up and buried by life and stuff and circumstances and old beliefs and old thinking and all of that. And if we can pull some of that away and unpack it, right, then people, when they're grounded and centered in who they are in a kind of authentic way, that confidence is there. And I also love what you said about what did you say? You said confidence is work, and it is work. It is. Yeah. Even after 20 years of doing this work and teaching people about this, it is still work for me all the time. Mm-hmm. And when, like you said, when there's something bigger, when you're stepping into something bigger in your work or in your life, then you're you kind of feel like you've fallen 10 steps back, but you really haven't. You're just dealing with new things.
Right. Totally. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's a muscle. You let that muscle atrophy, or you're like, oh, I'm picking up a heavier weight. Well, yeah, my muscles are like, hey, that's harder. That's a bigger lift. I got to do something different.
Right. It's not a once and done. And so you also said something, You said something else about like choosing clothes that like you choose clothes not for the world and what they're going to see, but you choose them for you and how you're going to feel. And I saw some on one of your posts, I can't remember exactly, and maybe you can say, but it was something like go in your closet and like think about first how do you want to feel that particular day and then choose an outfit. And I've been doing that and I love that. So say more about that.
Yeah. And so, yes. So dressing for like how you want to feel, right? What is your day? What does your day like require from you sometimes, right? Maybe you are going to like step into something bigger and you need to feel powerful. So like probably don't pick like something like your cozy sweater and leggings, right? I mean, that doesn't make me feel powerful. Like there are clothes that I think of, like I will say I use this example all the time because I'm still obsessed with it. I have a hot pink blazer. Like that makes me feel powerful. So I would probably go that direction. The other thing I want to say about that is you have to do it for whoever it is, whatever is deep down inside, like figure it out and uncover it and dress that person because that is going to cultivate the most joy, I just dropped an earbud.
It's okay.
Where?
Oh, an earbud. I thought you meant an earring.
It went inside my shirt. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's funny. It's in her clothing. How appropriate.
Yeah.
It's in her
right
pocket.
Inside my pocket.
It fell in your pocket.
Yeah.
That's
awesome. Oh my goodness. But dressing like that inner person is the key because the way that I might dress who I am is going to look different than who you dress. Right. And that is the beautiful thing about fashion and about wardrobe. It's so personal. And so, yes, I create wardrobe capsules, but they have so much variety and choice within them that it is designed in a way that it's not supposed to be a one size fits all. Like fashion and personal style, it shouldn't be about that. And I think there's this wild misconception out there that that's what it is. Like, oh, if you're going to be fashionable, then you're going to look like this person in this little square, and that's going to be your personal style. And that is not what it is about. It is about finding the things that cultivate the feeling within you that you're looking for in your day and who you are as a person. I think that is a really big part of personal style and just being able to utilize the vehicle that wardrobe is to get what you're looking for out of it, because it can be a really powerful tool when you know how to use it. And that dressing how you want to feel, I think, is one of the beautiful things that wardrobe can do for you when you leverage it.
I love that there's this personal piece to it, because I think there have been times in my life where like I would see certain clothing on other people and I'd be like, oh, that looks so good. And then I would like try to put it on me, and maybe it's like a stiffer kind of jacket or dress, and I just would not feel good in it. And I remember doing some sort of clothing personality test, and it was like I discovered that my personality, like I have to feel like things have to feel good on my body, or I just don't feel good at all. So yeah, you're nodding. Talk about that.
Yes. So a couple of things I want to say about that. There have been times, before COVID, before kids, when I would take people shopping, and what I would do is I would pre-shop. So I would go pull all their clothes that they were going to try on, and we would go to the dressing room and they would come out. And sometimes like my jaw would drop because something, just looked so incredible on that person. And I just couldn't shut up about it. But they would look in the mirror and see something totally different or feel something totally different. And at the end of the day, it is not about even somebody who has a background in this and knows something about it and can like call out when something looks good on a body and something does not. If you don't feel it at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Right? It can look good on someone else, but if you put it on and it doesn't do something for you, it's probably a no. That being said, sometimes those feelings come from a place of insecurity and just feeling uncomfortable because it's so different. And that is not the same thing, right? Sometimes it takes a little bit of work to get comfortable because you're stepping outside your comfort zone, right? You're stepping away from wearing t-shirts, jeans, and sneakers, and that is all you wear all the time. So putting on a dress or a jumpsuit is going to feel uncomfortable at first. That's not what I'm talking about. But just because somebody else wears it and it's a home run, or somebody else looks at you and says it's a home run, you have to be able to really feel that. And some of that is a little bit, like I said, it's a little bit of a practice moving out of your comfort zone. But it isn't, at the end of the day, it's not about what somebody else thinks. It's about what you think, what you feel.
That's so true. As you were talking, I was like taken back to like shopping with my mom. And I think you and I connected on that. Like those are some of my favorite memories. But I remember often like coming out in a dress to show my mom because she'd always want to see what I had put on, in the dressing room. And she would just love something, but I just couldn't, I just didn't feel good in it. And I wanted to feel like what she looked like, in those clothes, but I didn't. And I think years later, looking back on what she suggested I wear, or like now I do a lot more of that. Like I see what she saw, but I think you're right. It's an evolution. Like we can't always see ourselves. And the other memory it took me back to was a friend years ago that said like, you should wear a baseball cap. And in my mind, I didn't think I could. I always admired it on other people, but I didn't think I could wear it or that I could look good in it. And she kind of gave me permission, like to wear it, like try on that it looks good. And I don't know what I'd do without a baseball cap, especially as a mom and my kids were little. Yeah. There's a lot of freedom in just throwing on a cap.
I want to touch on something that you just said that I think is very, very powerful. And sometimes what it takes is somebody giving you permission to try something new or to follow your instincts. Like, in some ways, like your wardrobe can be a really, like, what an analogy that when you put something on and somebody else is saying, oh, it looks great, or oh, this, that, and the next thing, but in your gut, you're like, this isn't who I am. Like following those instincts, what a great example of a way, of a way to think about it. So sometimes it does take an outside perspective to give you permission to maybe go a route that you've been nervous to go through because it's not what everybody else is doing, right? Or to say, that really isn't me. So I want to wear this instead, even though somebody else is saying it looks so great on you, right? I think those are two really important points from what you just were sharing. And I think as women, having some of that in our toolkit is really important to be able to make some of these decisions so that your wardrobe can actually work for you rather than against you.
I think that's so true. A concept I use inside of my work is, a lot of times you can use contrast to get clarity. So a lot of times we gravitate in our lives to get focused on what we don't want or what we don't look good in, and often you can use that to say, okay, well, if that's what you don't want, if that doesn't fit you, then what is that pointing to? Like, what is that contrast? How does that give you clarity about what you really do want, whether it's your wardrobe or your life? So I love that. Okay, so let's get into this more wardrobe stuff because I'm super excited. Jenny and I have been talking about, I want to do one of her services, and I can't wait for you to get in my closet because so often I feel like I have good pieces, but then I'll go in my closet and I just look and I'm like, there's no shortage of things, but then I just look and I'm like, there's nothing I want to wear. I have no clothes. I hate my clothes. And it's so frustrating.
I think that's probably the number one thing that women say about their closet, about their wardrobe. I have nothing to wear.
Why is that? I bought cute things.
I think it's because Yeah. I think what it is that we have cute pieces. We don't know how to like what they go with. We don't know how they work together with the other things in our closet to build outfits, right? You can have a great top, but if you don't know what to put on the bottom or what shoes to wear, or if there's an extra layer that needs to go on top of it, what good does it do your closet? So I think that is part of it. I think the other part is a lot of women are lacking the foundational pieces that are going to live in your closet for like years upon years upon years that you can go back to, that are home runs every single time, so that when you add a new top in or you get a new sweater, you're like, oh, I know that I have this in my closet that it's going to go with. And I also think there are so many women out there who literally have no idea all the things they have in their closet because they haven't taken the time to go through it, look at it, try it on, edit it, organize it, so that when you look at your closet, you can visually see, this is what I have. There's like a huge gap in this area. This is what I know I need, so that when I'm shopping, I'm shopping in a way that I'm informed about what is happening in my closet. And we are so influenced right now by all of the ads and all of the things that we're throwing stuff in our shopping cart and not even considering, do I need this? Do I want this? Does it go with anything else that I have? Is it even in my like personal style? Like, what is my personal style? A lot of women haven't done that, like the pre-thinking to be able to make decisions that are actually going to leave them walking into their closet with an idea, with a plan, so that they don't feel frustrated and sweaty before they're walking out the door. Because you're trying on everything in your closet and you just are exhausted and exasperated.
Oh my gosh. So you're giving me hope that there really is like a way to make this, like to simplify this and to have these foundational pieces that simplify this whole thing of getting ready.
Yes. So what I teach women is, number one, it all starts with, we have to know, my dog is chasing her tail. We have to know what is current, like the current state is. You got to do an assessment, because if you don't do that, then we can't really do the right work moving forward. So I will teach you how to streamline your closet, what's currently there. And then the way that I have structured what I offer women is like different layers, right? So you can layer the capsule wardrobe on, and you can then say, okay, out of this capsule, I have 15 of the pieces or something like it already in my wardrobe. So I can already start building some of the outfits because I have some of these pieces that I didn't even know. And now I can visually see how to build an outfit from it. And then once you see what's happening in your closet, again, it's like your visual of the closet, the way that I teach you to structure and organize it, is going to drive decision-making about what you could add in. And instead of saying, I'm going to randomly go to the mall or I'm going to hop online, I give you a plan of like, find a top that looks like this. Let's say there's one in my spring wardrobe right now that is a puffy white sweater that has like eyelets, like an eyelet design that has like little holes in it. It's been very popular. People love it. And I'm like, okay, go get that. And then here is how you can build 5 different outfits out of that one top. So it is helping build a skill set, right? It's my teaching background. Like I came at this. I don't know any other way to come at things. How do I teach women how to take this knowledge and then layer it to then apply it to their wardrobe and their everyday lives? So it simplifies the process. It takes the stress out of the process. And eventually it's going to help you be able to do that on your own. And you're no longer going to need my tools.
Okay. So there's so many threads in the work that we do. I just keep like seeing things and I'm like, so this whole idea of, I really respect that you want to give people these like tools inside your closet and dressing yourself that are really sustainable and lasting. And that's something that I use too, is like, I want to equip people with tools for their mindset and living that they can reapply and reapply and reapply and reapply because,
Yes.
and that's what I hear you saying. And so if, so couple threads I wanted to go down is this idea of like getting out of these ruts that we get in. Like, I know that I gravitate to the same things and I have all these things in my closet, but then I just end up wearing the same thing. And in a little different slight fashion. And I want to mix it up. I want to be more spontaneous and expressive in my clothing, but I don't feel equipped to do that. So that's one piece. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And then the other piece is like, I love this simplified shopping experience, like, and more intentional shopping is what I hear. And so how do you like keep your wardrobe fresh? Like, are you doing that every season? Like, as you simplify, because I feel like I want less clothes in my closet.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's going to allow me to have more variety and expression. So.
Yes. So, you're absolutely right. Like, at the end of the day, this is a skill that I want women to learn how to do and then just be able to then apply it over the long haul. Now, it might not happen in a season. Let's say we work together in the spring season. You might still need a little help in the summer and maybe a little help in the fall. And then you're going to like really get into the swing of it, right? Because that's all this is, right? And once you kind of learn the foundations and your wardrobe gets to a place, and I'm going to answer that question by saying, yes, it is something that you need to practice seasonally, especially if like for the first year. So, and I say a year, which sounds crazy. Like, let's commit to doing this for a year. Well, if we go through our wardrobe every season, I have very specific rules, and I am a shopaholic fashionista. I have a single rod of clothes in my closet. One. So when you hire me, you will see, I will walk you through the closet edit in my own closet. So you can see it is all about quality over quantity. And there are things that repeat in my capsules. You're going to see themes every season that stay in there because I am not advocating that you go out and buy a brand new wardrobe every single season. That's not sustainable. Nobody wants to do that level of work. It's expensive. That's not at all what I'm advocating for. So every season, if you go through and you follow the rules, and one of my rules is if you didn't wear it last season, you're not going to wear it next year in the fall. Like, the lies we tell ourselves in our closets, it is hilarious to me. I mean, I have women who are like, well, it's 15 years old. I'm like, what on earth? What? The only thing that's 15 years old in my closet, I literally don't think there's any, I don't even know. I should look at my closet and find the oldest piece of clothing. It's maybe 3 years, like maybe. And I'm talking like a winter coat, like that kind of thing stays, right? Like my big puffy down to my knees winter coat because I live in Colorado, like that sucker staying in there. It's not fashionable. It's just warm. But if you haven't worn it that past season, chances are you are not going to wear it again next season. So I do advocate you go through it seasonally and then, moving into the next season, okay, I probably need a couple new tank tops. I don't have anything that I could wear, to a nice dinner or some event, a graduation, because we have graduation season coming up, or Mother's Day, or something where you're going to like get out of your t-shirt and jeans for fine. Like, where are the gaps? And if you have a couple dresses that you're like, ugh, like I've worn the heck out of those, or I like, they don't appeal to me anymore, or they're totally out of style. Okay. Maybe I need to go look for a couple of those things. So it drives your decision-making in a way that is actually going to help your closet feel like a less stressful place and a more productive place that's going to leave you feeling confident, right? So you can put clothes on your body that you made good decisions about, how to build outfits with them, and you feel pulled together rather than like a mishmash that doesn't feel good on your body, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. That's the goal, is to get your closet feeling like a place where it's helping you get to a more confident state.
It's so funny. Like, as you're talking, I'm thinking of like this, like 2 or 3 dresses in my closet that have been there for I don't know how long, that I keep thinking like I might need those for like some wedding someday.
If you have a fun wedding to go to a year from now, I grant you permission to go get yourself a new cute dress for the wedding. Get a little black dress that you can wear again and again and again, right? But don't go back to the dress that you wore 3 or 4 or 5, 10 years ago and expect that you're going to put that on for a fun wedding, which is like an event that we should be celebrating. And, get yourself a new dress.
That's when I have very little closet space. And so, yeah, I think and I clean it out regularly, but there's probably a chunk of a closet I could free up just from hanging on to things that probably will never get worn. I love that. So here's another question I have is, so sometimes, and I don't know if all women feel this way, but I notice that like some days my body feels a certain way, and like literally like within a day or two, I'm like, something that looked cute 2 days ago does not even look like the same outfit. And it's really frustrating.
Yeah,
so I'd love to hear what you have to say.
The older we get, the more often that happens. And so there are pieces as you get better at honing your skill around your wardrobe and how certain pieces fit, but you aren't going to know that unless you have tried the things on in your closet that are living there. So that like when you go in, you're like, all right, something feels puffier today than it did 2 days ago. What's going to be the choice? Am I going to put on the skinny jeans that are going to really like almost pinch you sometimes? Or are you going to go for like the high-waisted, I have these new jeans that I'm kind of obsessed with. I have these high-waisted, almost wide leg, and they hold me in, but not in a way that feels like I'm being constricted. They're like have enough structure and enough stretch that I know I can put those on no matter if I'm feeling my fittest, a little puffy, or I drank too much over the weekend and I had too many sweets, that kind of day. It happens to everyone, like all women, but I do feel like the older we get, the more often that happens. So knowing your go-to pieces when you're feeling a certain way, and leveraging them, leverage the heck out of them, because you can put clothes on even when, you haven't come off of eating a super clean week, and you exercise and you've been drinking all your water and you've been so good and you're like, oh, I'm feeling amazing. You can feel amazing in your clothes no matter what. You just have to know which pieces to go to. And I can teach you how to do that.
Yeah.
But there's no hope. There's no hope if you haven't been putting those clothes on your body in the last season, year, 2 years. Like, how are you going to know? And then you go put them on and you expect to feel a certain way and they make you feel terrible about yourself. Those clothes don't belong in your closet at all. And a lot of women leave them in their closet. And I think that's the number one mistake women make, is that they have these pieces of clothing in their closet. They're like, tell them who they want to be instead of embracing who they are.
I think you just did a post about that, right? You did something about that. Like getting rid of pieces that you're like your goal clothes. I think you called it.
The goal clothes. Like burn them down. Why do we do this to ourselves? Or, the jeans that are like, have a certain number on the tag. Let me just tell you, I have 3 sizes in my closet from the same exact retailer, same brand, 3 different sizes. They literally don't matter. They're like a place to get started, but we allow certain things to tell us how confident we're allowed to be. Oh, I'm wearing a 29 instead of a 28. Not as good as you should be, Jenny. Like, nope, not today. And it's like this, make that those negative voices, they have no place. And your jeans certainly don't deserve to be telling you how good you're allowed to feel.
I love that. Don't give them that much power. Just like everything else.
No.
Mindset plays such a role in the closet, as it does everywhere else in our lives. And there's such a parallel of, like really regularly cleaning out your closet, like your physical closet, but also your mental closet, because stuff builds up and you let old thoughts hang around for way too long, and they bring you down and drag you down and have a huge impact on your confidence and the way you're going to show up, to whatever you're doing that day. Yeah. So good.
Absolutely.
Okay. I think so can you tell us the 5 pieces we should have in our closet?
Sure. Okay. So every woman should have these 5 pieces in their closet. Number 1, a great pair of jeans. And I know that sometimes denim is a dirty word, and I'm here to tell you it does not have to be. You just have to know where to go to get the right pair of jeans for your body. And this can take some trial and error, but once you have them, denim can go with everything. Everything. Okay? You need to have a blazer. No matter where you live, a blazer can be so versatile. Can dress things up. It can you can dress it down. You can do so many different things with it. It's a great layer if you are in a transition season and you are going from, season to season, and you need to be able to layer something, but not wear like an actual outer layer. Blazers are amazing. And I think there are so many great options out there that aren't that stiff. You feel like you can't move in. If you could see me, I have really broad shoulders. And so I have, I know there's a lot of misconceptions around there or out there around blazers. You have to have a blazer. And I would say black. If you don't have one right now, get a black blazer. And I have tons of different options on my page of recommendations of where to get blazers on all budgets. You need to have a pair of statement sneakers. So a lot of women don't know the power of a statement sneaker. And this is also something I talk about a lot because I'm a busy mom, but I also work, and I also I love fashion, but statement sneakers, and I've said this on another podcast, are like the new stilettos. And that is a polarizing statement to make, but you can wear them with a suit. You can wear them with jeans. You can wear them with shorts. You can wear them with a dress. You can literally wear sneakers everywhere right now. They are so widely accepted, and I love it. And there can be so much fun, and they're super comfortable, right? So if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say statement sneaker,
I don't.
It's like a sneaker that is, great. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. So a statement sneaker is like, it's not a workout sneaker. It is a sneaker that's comfortable, it's a comfortable fit, but it doesn't look like a workout sneaker. It looks like they're fun, they're colorful, they have a fun print, like a leopard sneaker. There's lots of those out there. A sneaker that's multi-color, like a color block sneaker. A sneaker that has some sort of embellishment on it, some metallic maybe. Like I'm trying to think of brands that New Balance has. I'm kind of obsessed with these New Balance sneakers that I have right now, where they're just like, they're multicolored. They're like rainbow sneakers, and they just add a lot of fun to an outfit, and they can change your outfit significantly. They're like, adding some sparkle to your outfit on your feet in a way that's really comfortable and versatile. So I think every woman needs to have a pair of statement sneakers, and you will see them in every single one of my capsules. There's a sneaker. Because it's just functional, right? Everybody needs to have functional pieces in their closet. You need to have something in your closet that makes you feel sexy. So whatever that is for you, and because I think that as women, especially as moms, we forget that is a part of our personality and something that is worth celebrating, whether it's a little black dress, whether it is a cute little camisole that you're throwing a blazer on, whether it is a pair of stilettos. I'm not saying stilettos don't belong in your closet anymore. I just don't think we have to wear, that's the only thing that we can wear to look professional. You need to have something in your closet that makes you feel sexy, because we deserve to embrace that part of ourselves in every phase. And I'm trying to think what my fifth one is. Drawing a blank. This is off the cuff, but a denim jacket. If you don't have a denim jacket, you need a denim jacket, because gosh dang, if there is one thing I wear almost every single season, it's a denim jacket, because it goes with everything. I wear it to work. I wear it with my boys. I wear it out with friends. I wear it sometimes on date night. You should have a denim jacket in your closet. So those would be my number ones right now.
I just went and got one just the other day. And honestly, I think you, like, now that I'm listening to you talk, I think you're watching your Instagram inspired it. 'Cause I'm like, it always looks so cute, and you can put it with so many things and do so many different things with it. So thank you. I have a denim jacket again. Yes, I haven't had one in a long time, but I had to find one that has stretch to it, because I can feel too stiff in it.
Totally. And I think you have to be careful with the cut. There are lots of cuts out there right now that are very 80s inspired, and they're big and they're boxy, and all the millennials love them. And I'm more of like I like them to be kind of cropped and a little more fitted, because sometimes I will wear them to add structure to the top of my outfit. So I am a fan of the more like closer to the body fit, but definitely with stretch. Yeah. You don't want to feel, you never want to put on clothes that you're feeling constricted in. Nobody likes that.
Yes. Okay. So I know we're running out of time, but this could go on forever. I could keep talking about this. So you're going to have to come back after I do my experience with you. I can't wait. So tell us what you're most excited about now, and where people can find out more about what you're doing.
Awesome. Okay. So I'm most excited about, I'm just gearing up to build my summer capsule. It is in the beginning phases. It usually takes me a couple of weeks. It is not a short process. So I'm building my summer capsule so that it is ready before school gets out for summer, to give women and moms a tool to help them still take care of themselves this summer, because I know when kids are home, everything gets put on the back burner. So getting dressed for summer in easy, fun ways that you're going to still feel pulled together. So I'm really excited about that. And then I am jazzed. Before we hopped on here, Carla and I were talking about this new platform that I'm using. It's like a virtual closet where you and I work together. So you can show me what's in your closet, and I can show you what you should add to your closet. And then I build outfits there. That's just ridiculously fun for me. It's like my rabbit hole. People go down the social media rabbit hole. I go down the I can't stop building outfits rabbit hole. It's amazing. I love it. So I'm very excited about that. And you can find me on Instagram at Jenny Zook _style_confidence, kind of a long name. But if you just Google, or if you just search Jenny Zook, Zook, you'll find me. And then you can also find me on theconfidencecollective.net. Lots of tools there on my website, and my blog is there. So if you're looking for tips and tricks, you will find a ton of resources. My goal is to add value and to teach via those platforms. So if you're looking for a place to just start dabbling, you should find a healthy dose of them with my content.
So good. So you've got to check out what she's doing. I just being with you and experiencing what you're doing on Instagram, you just exude so much joy. And I know people are going to have so much fun learning about what you do. So as we close, one last question, and that is, what does differently mean to you?
I think differently means, just like I was saying before, digging down to what is inside of you. Because at the end of the day, that's what makes us different. That's what makes us unique. And the more we can listen to our truest selves and bring that out to the world, the more beautiful the world is going to be. And if we could all just give ourselves permission to be those people, gosh, what a powerful, beautiful thing. So that's what I think differently means.
Beautiful. So what an incredible way to spend the morning. Thank you so much for joining me. I can't wait to do this again, and have a beautiful rest of your day, everyone.
You too. You too. Yes. What a gift. I mean, we could chat. We could just keep chatting. It's so much fun talking to you. So thank you so much for having me. And I look forward to coming back.
Can't wait. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Differently. I hope it stirred your thinking, and I invite you to take one inspired action from something that stood out to you. If you want to hear more conversations like this, hit follow on your favorite podcast app. And if this episode could impact someone you know, please pass it along. Remember, new episodes drop weekly. See you next week.